Wait, is that really him staring at us? Samantha lifts her hand to show the ring. They look at each other in surprise. Her breath catches as she feels her pulse quicken. The room is buzzing with laughter, music, the clinking of glasses, but in that instant, everything fades out. There he is, Daniel, standing at the far end of the room, his gaze fixed on her like no time had passed. The light from the chandelier overhead flickers as the crowd moves around them. She forces herself to breathe. She hasn't seen him in years, yet here he is like a ghost from her past. The thought stings, but she's ready. Her smile is tight, controlled. "Let's go," she whispers to her husband, gripping his hand as they walk through the crowd. Daniel doesn't take his eyes off her. As she gets closer, she feels the tension mounting in the air. She sees him shift, his lips curling into a smirk. He's waiting for her to react, to give him something, anything. "Samantha," he says, his voice cutting through the noise. "Still pretending you're happy?" He looks her up and down, his tone dripping with the kind of superiority she used to fear. But this time she doesn't flinch. She doesn't let him have the satisfaction. She lifts her chin, a small, subtle motion, but it carries a weight she hasn't felt in years. "No, actually," she says, her voice steady, "I'm happily married." The words hit him like a slap, but he tries to laugh it off. "Oh, I didn't know you found someone to settle for," he mocks. Samantha's eyes flash to her husband's face. He's still holding her hand, but she feels his tension too. She steps forward, her posture shifting, asserting control. "Funny you should say that," she responds, her smile now soft but firm. "I'm not settling. I'm living the life I chose." "Something you wouldn't understand, Daniel." His face changes just slightly. The smirk falters. He looks around the room, clearly uncomfortable, but Samantha doesn't look away. She watches his discomfort with a kind of satisfaction she didn't know she had in her anymore. He's not the man who controlled her life anymore. The man who made her feel small is now shrinking before her eyes. She can almost hear the unspoken question in his mind. How did she get here? Samantha doesn't offer an answer. Instead, she glances over her shoulder, meeting her husband's eyes, and gives him a brief, reassuring smile. They turn and walk away, leaving Daniel standing there. The silence between them is thick as the air around them. As they walk, Samantha can't help but feel a quiet victory. Daniel had no idea who he was dealing with now. She's not the woman he walked away from. She's someone entirely different. And as they leave the reunion behind, she knows this moment will stay with her. Proof that she's finally found her place. She's no longer tied to the past. I turn around and my eyes lock onto Daniel again. The smirk that had faded earlier is back. But there's something different about it now, more forced, like he's trying to regain control. "You really moved on, huh?" he asks, his voice low but sharp, just loud enough for me to hear. I can feel the tension building between us. My hand still rests on my husband's arm, but I notice his grip tightening slightly, a small sign of his discomfort. "You always did have a knack for making things seem perfect," Daniel adds, his eyes flicking to my ring, then back to me. There's an edge to his words that I didn't expect. It's almost like he's jealous, but why would he be? He left. Isn't it a little soon? He glances at my wedding band, his gaze lingering, like he's looking for a crack in the armor I built. My mind races, but I keep my expression neutral, my lips pressed into a thin line. "No, Daniel. It's exactly right," I say, my voice colder than I intend. I shift my weight slightly, trying to hold my ground. The room feels like it's closing in on me. My husband moves a step closer, sensing the shift in the air. "Are we interrupting something?" he asks, his voice cutting through the tension like a blade. I glance at him, and his reassuring smile tells me that he knows exactly what this is. It's the past coming back to haunt us. Daniel eyes him for a moment, then looks away. "No, just old memories," he says, forcing a chuckle. But I catch it. A flicker of doubt in his eyes. Is he regretting something? His gaze darts to me again, searching for some reaction, but I keep my face impassive. My hand still on my husband's arm, I feel the warmth of his touch. I pull myself together. Daniel's words hit harder than I expected. Is he testing me? A challenge? Or is it something more? I can't afford to let him see that I've been shaken. "You know, it's funny," Daniel says after a moment, his voice quieter now. almost as if he's trying to find a way to make this conversation normal. You always thought you had to fix things. You never could let go. His words hang in the air, but I don't let them land. I take a step back, my heels clicking sharply on the floor as I give him a small smile, one that doesn't reach my eyes. You're wrong, I say, my tone sharp. I'm not the one who couldn't let go. You are. There's a brief, tense silence. The weight of my words hangs between us. For a split second, I see his jaw tighten. He was expecting me to flinch, to show some kind of vulnerability. But I'm not that woman anymore. I'm stronger now. I've built a new life, one that has nothing to do with him. The room hums with voices around us, but the space between me and Daniel feels suffocating. My chest tightens. My heart beats louder. I glance at my husband again, and the steady reassurance in his eyes steadies me. I don't need your approval, Daniel, I say firmly. I'm happy. And that's all that matters. The smile I give him this time is genuine, the first one since we started this conversation. He doesn't know how to react. His eyes narrow slightly, but there's no more mockery in his expression. For a brief moment, I see confusion flash across his face. What did he expect? What was he hoping for? I turn to leave, my hand still in my husband's, but just before we step away, Daniel calls after me. I hope you know what you're doing, he says, but his voice lacks the sting it once had. He sounds uncertain. I don't look back. I don't need to. My mind is made up, and I've already walked away from him once. I don't plan on going back. I step into the elevator, my husband's hand still holding mine, but I can feel the tension between us. The soft chime of the elevator doors closing echoes in the otherwise quiet hallway. I glance at my hand, still resting against the cool metal of the elevator wall, and for a split second I wonder if I've gone too far. But no, I can't think that way. I can't let Daniel get under my skin. Not now, not ever again. My husband gives me a quick glance, his lips pressing into a thin line. You okay? He asks quietly, his voice steady, but there's a hint of concern. I nod, forcing a smile. Yeah, I'm fine, I say, but the words feel hollow. The elevator ride feels endless, each floor clicking by as the tension builds inside me. What was that back there? What was Daniel trying to prove? He's clearly not over me, but I don't need to care about that anymore. I can't. When the elevator dings and the doors open, I step out first, leading my husband into the lobby. But I can't shake the feeling that something's off. I keep replaying the way Daniel looked at me, the way his words landed heavier than they should have. Why now? Why did he bring up the past like that? We didn't have time to talk after he tried to provoke me. My mind starts to race again. Maybe he's testing me. Maybe he wants me to slip, to show him a crack in the life I've built without him. I can't let him see that. Not after everything. Not after all this time. But something isn't adding up. I turn to my husband. I'm just going to grab my bag from the car. Wait here. I don't wait for a reply. I walk out the door, feeling the cold air hit my skin, but it doesn't faze me. I need space. I need to breathe. I reach my car and pull open the door. As I grab my bag from the passenger seat, a text notification pings on my phone. It's from an unknown number. I see you're still wearing it. Nice choice. I freeze. My heart skips a beat. It's from Daniel. How did he get my number? Why is he contacting me now? I grip my phone tightly, my knuckles turning white. I look around the empty parking lot, but there's no sign of anyone watching. Is he outside? My pulse races. He wouldn't do that. But then why is he reaching out? I press my lips together, my thoughts spinning. Why now? It's been years. Years since we've been apart, years since I've even heard from him. What does he want? I'm not the same person I was when we were married, and I won't let him drag me back to that place. But the text, it's lingering in my mind. It's a subtle threat, or maybe a reminder of the past he's unwilling to let go of. Maybe he's not done with me yet. But I have to be done with him. I take a deep breath, hit the block button, and toss the phone back into my bag. I'm stronger than this. I've moved on. I've got a life I'm proud of. I can't let him pull me back into his world. But as I turn to head back inside, something inside me twists. The feeling of being watched doesn't leave. It hangs in the air like a cloud and I can't shake it. The door opens with a creak as I step back inside, and I see my husband waiting near the elevator. His face tightens when he sees the look on mine. I can't hide it anymore. "What's wrong?" he asks, his voice low, concern rising in his eyes. I want to tell him everything, but something stops me. I don't want to worry him. Not yet. Not until I figure out what's going on. "Nothing," I lie, forcing a smile. "Just tired. Let's go." But as we walk back to the elevator, I feel it. The pressure of the situation, the uncertainty hanging over us. It's not over. Daniel hasn't let go. And I'm not sure I can either. I step into the hotel room, the door clicking shut behind me. My husband follows close behind, his footsteps a little too quiet. We're both tense, but he doesn't say anything. The silence is thick, uncomfortable. I reach for my phone, pulling it out of my bag. And there it is again. A message from the same unknown number. "Still pretending you're happy?" I freeze. The words are like a punch to the gut, but there's no time to dwell on it. I quickly block the number again, but the unease remains. My hands feel cold. My chest tightens. It's as if he's following me, watching me. "You're not going to let him get to you, right?" my husband asks, his voice breaking through the thick silence. I turn to him, and for the first time I see the worry in his eyes. "Of course not," I reply too quickly, my words hollow. But I'm not so sure anymore. The past is creeping in, and I can't shut the door on it as easily as I thought. "Samantha," he says again, stepping closer, concern written all over his face. "You're shaking." I glance at my hands, nervous, twitching. I force them still. "I'm fine." "Really," I say, but I don't feel fine. I glance back at the phone screen, the unanswered questions in my mind piling up. Who is this? Why now? Why can't I shake this feeling that something is wrong? "I need to go to the bathroom," I mutter, stepping past him and into the next room. The bathroom is cold and dark, the only light coming from the cracked door. I glance at the mirror, my reflection staring back at me, but I don't recognize the woman looking at me. My hand reaches for the sink, the cold porcelain grounding me for a moment, but then the phone buzzes again. This time it's different. It's a photo. My heart stops. It's a picture of my car, taken from across the street, right outside the hotel. My breath catches. How did he? Why is he watching me? Panic rises in my chest, but I don't let myself react. Not yet. I quickly lock the phone and slip it into my pocket. The last thing I need is for my husband to see this. I take a deep breath, steadying myself. I can't let this mess up everything I've built. But as I walk back into the room, I can't ignore the feeling in the pit of my stomach. The nagging sense that Daniel isn't just playing games anymore. I try to shake it off, but my husband's worried eyes are waiting for me. He's noticed something's wrong. And the truth is, I don't know what to say. "You're quiet," he says, his voice softer now, almost hesitant. "Is something going on? We don't have to stay." I look at him, and for the first time in a long while, I realize how much he's willing to stand by me. I should be able to talk to him about this. But I can't. Not yet. I can't bring him into this storm. I can't drag him into my past. "It's just a lot," I say, my voice quieter than I intend. "But I'll be okay. I promise." The words are meant to reassure him, but they don't reassure me. I glance at the window, the streetlights casting long shadows across the pavement. I can't shake the feeling that Daniel is out there watching, waiting. And I don't know how much longer I can keep pretending it doesn't affect me. The door creaks open behind me, and I turn, startled. My husband stands in the doorway, holding his jacket, his expression unreadable. "Let's go," he says, his voice low, his concern still evident. I nod, swallowing the lump in my throat, but as I step out of the room, the weight of Daniel's eyes is heavy on me, lingering in the back of my mind. The uncertainty isn't gone. It's just beginning. The car door slams shut behind me, the sound echoing in the empty parking lot. My husband's footsteps are soft, careful as he walks beside me. We're heading back to the hotel, but my mind is elsewhere. I can't stop thinking about the message, the photo of my car parked outside. I replay it in my head over and over. How did he get the picture? Was someone else involved? My breath comes out in short bursts as I reach into my bag. I pull out my phone and quickly unlock it, half expecting another message. Nothing. I let out a sigh of relief, but then the phone buzzes. I freeze. A new message from the same unknown number. You never learn, do you? My heart races. My fingers tremble as I swipe to open the message. It's another picture. This time it's not of my car. It's of me standing outside the hotel from across the street. How? My breath catches in my throat. I glance around the parking lot, but there's no one in sight. My husband is ahead, walking towards the entrance, oblivious to what's happening. I hesitate for a moment, then quickly type a response. Who is this? I press send, my fingers still shaking. I wait, counting the seconds in my head. Nothing. Just as I'm about to put the phone away, another message pops up. You should have stayed away. The words are sharp, like threat. I feel a chill run down my spine. I quickly glance back at the hotel, then to my husband, who's still walking unaware. I step away from the car, finding a corner of the lot where I can be out of sight. I try to calm my nerves, but the panic is rising. This isn't just about Daniel anymore. This is something bigger. But who would want to hurt me like this? Why now? I take a deep breath, steadying myself, and try to think. It's not like Daniel to get this personal. The thought crosses my mind again. Someone else must be involved. I'm being watched. I can't keep ignoring this. I have to tell my husband. But the moment I walk back to him, I know I'll have to explain everything. And I can't do that. Not yet. I pull my phone from my pocket again, fingers hovering over the screen, but the sound of footsteps approaching from behind stops me. My heart skips a beat. I turn quickly, expecting to see my husband, but it's not him. It's a man, someone I don't recognize. He's standing just a few feet away, a stern expression on his face. My body tenses immediately. Can I help you? I ask, my voice steadier than I feel. The man doesn't answer right away. Instead, he glances at my phone, then back at me. Are you sure you're okay? He asks, his voice low, almost like a warning. You're not the only one who's been watching. His words hit me like a punch to the gut. My mind races. Who is he? What does he know? Why is he here? I try to speak, but no words come out. The man watches me for a moment longer, then turns and walks away without another word. I stand frozen, my hand still holding my phone. The weight of the situation is suffocating. I know I have to tell my husband, but now it feels like it's too late. The truth is slipping away from me, and I have no control. My hands shake as I stuff the phone back into my pocket. I have to act fast. This situation is escalating, and I'm not sure who to trust anymore. The phone buzzes again. I freeze. It's the same number. My hands tremble as I pull it out, only to see a message. You shouldn't have ignored me. My stomach tightens. The stakes have changed. This isn't just a game anymore. It's a warning. My heart races as I swipe to open it. A video starts playing, and I feel the blood drain from my face. The camera pans to my car again, this time parked at the hotel, but it's not the photo from before. This time the footage shows me walking inside with my husband. Someone has been watching us for longer than I realized. I glance quickly around the parking lot, my chest tight with fear. No one is here, but the sense of being watched feels more real than ever. I have to do something, but I don't know what. I can feel the panic rising. I can't drag my husband into this yet. He'll only worry, and he won't understand. But I can't keep hiding it from him. My fingers hover over the screen, the weight of the decision pressing down on me. Should I tell him now? Or do I keep pretending it's nothing? Samantha. My husband's voice cuts through my thoughts. I look up to see him standing in the doorway, his brow furrowed. He's seen the expression on my face. What's going on? I don't answer right away. I want to tell him, but the words are stuck in my throat. I shake my head. It's nothing. I'm just tired. He doesn't buy it. He steps further into the room, the tension thickening. This is about Daniel, isn't it? The way you've been acting since we got here. His voice trails off as he looks at me, waiting for me to say something, anything. But I can't. I take a step back, trying to keep some distance between us. I can't bring him into this. Not yet. But he's too close. I feel the wall crumbling, the control slipping from my grasp. The truth is slipping away, and I'm not sure I can get it back. I don't want you to worry, I say, forcing a smile, but it feels weak. Just forget about it. He watches me for a long moment, then sighs, clearly frustrated. I can't forget about it, Samantha. You're not okay and you're pushing me away. His voice softens, but it's no less firm. Talk to me. The door slams shut behind us, cutting off the world outside. It's just us now, and I feel the weight of it, the pressure to tell him everything, the weight of my secrets, the uncertainty about what's coming next. I turn away, the silence stretching. My hands are shaking again. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I can't. I finally whisper, my voice barely audible. Not yet. The sound of my phone buzzing again shatters the silence. Another message. I can't ignore it this time. I pull the phone from my pocket and open it, expecting the worst. But what I see makes my blood run cold. It's not from the unknown number. This time it's a message from someone else, someone I recognize. A name that brings a rush of confusion and fear. My sister. You need to leave. He's been watching you for days. The room spins. I drop the phone, my hands suddenly feeling numb. My sister. She knew. How long has she known? Why didn't she tell me? My mind races, but it's already too late. The damage has been done. The walls are closing in and the truth is finally out. But what now? The phone buzzes again, this time louder than before. I hesitate for a moment, my heart pounding in my chest as I pick it up. It's not the unknown number this time. It's my sister again. Meet me at the park. It's urgent. My fingers tremble as I read the message. Urgent. I swallow hard. What does she know? Why now? I don't waste time thinking. I grab my jacket and head out the door, my husband still in the other room, unaware of the danger closing in. The streets are empty as I walk quickly to the park, the chilly air biting at my skin. My mind races, trying to piece together the clues. What's going on? Who's been watching me? Why didn't my sister tell me sooner? Each step feels heavier than the last. When I finally reach the park, I spot my sister standing near the entrance, her arms crossed, her eyes scanning the surroundings like she's waiting for someone. She doesn't see me right away, so I approach quietly, trying to stay calm. What's going on? I ask, my voice shaky despite my attempt to sound composed. She turns to me quickly, her face pale. It's not Daniel, she says, her voice barely above a whisper. My heart skips a beat. What do you mean? I ask, the words catching in my throat. She glances around nervously before pulling me aside. There's someone else. Someone from your past. I feel a chill spread through me. My mind flashes to old memories, faces I haven't thought about in years. Who? I demand. But she's not answering fast enough. I didn't want to tell you this, but I had to, she says, her eyes wide with fear. I've been getting calls too. Strange ones. And I saw him. Watching you. He's dangerous, Sam. You need to be careful. My stomach drops. Who could it be? The realization hits me hard. My pulse races. I try to steady my breathing. Why didn't you tell me before? I ask, trying to keep my voice steady. I didn't want to scare you, she replies, her voice trembling. But he's getting closer. I glance around again, the park feeling much too quiet, too empty. Something doesn't sit right. Did you tell anyone else? I ask, anxiety creeping up my spine. She shakes her head, her eyes darting nervously. I didn't know who to trust. I didn't want to put you at risk. The silence between us stretches, thick and suffocating. I feel the weight of her words settling into my chest. She's right. It's getting worse. And I don't know how much longer I can keep pretending everything is okay. A rustle in the bushes behind us makes my heart race. I turn quickly, but there's nothing there. Just the wind. But I can't shake the feeling. Someone's watching. The truth, or whatever part of it I've been avoiding, is starting to catch up with me. My mind is spinning. I need answers, but every turn seems to lead me deeper into confusion. My sister grabs my arm suddenly, pulling me back towards her. We need to go. Now. Her grip is tight and I follow without question, my pulse still racing. As we move quickly down the path, I hear footsteps behind us. I don't look back, but I know someone is there. The tension in the air is unbearable. Just as we turn the corner, a car engine roars to life. My breath catches. I know that sound. I know that car. It's the same one from the parking lot. The chase has started, and I have no idea how to stop it. The car screeches to a halt in front of the park. My heart skips a beat as I glance back at my sister, who's still trying to catch her breath. We're close, but the danger feels closer. The engine's growl fades and I hear a door slam shut. My pulse quickens and my mind races. We need to go. Now, I whisper, turning toward her. She's still looking around, confused, scared. We have to move. I don't know who else is involved, but this isn't just Daniel anymore. The words come out clipped, sharp, as if they're a warning to myself just as much as to her. As we begin to move toward the exit, I hear footsteps, heavy and purposeful, coming from the shadows of the alley. I freeze. Samantha, get in the car. Now, my sister says, her voice suddenly urgent, pulling me toward the driver's seat. But just before I can respond, I see him. A tall figure stepping into the light. My stomach lurches. It's not Daniel, it's someone else. I don't recognize him, but he looks dangerous, and I can feel his eyes piercing through me. He doesn't speak, but his presence fills the air with a palpable tension. You're too late, I say, my voice stronger than I feel. You think you can scare me? You have no idea who you're dealing with. I can hear the words leaving my mouth, but they feel hollow, as if I'm trying to convince myself more than him. My sister's face is pale, her hands shaking as she fumbles with the car keys. Get in. Now, she insists again. The man doesn't move, but I feel his gaze narrowing as I stand my ground. I can't back down now. This is it. This is the moment where I either face my past or run from it forever. Samantha, please. My sister pleads, her voice cracking as she looks at me, her eyes filled with fear. It only takes a moment before I make up my mind. I'm not running anymore. I say firmly, my voice steady. The man takes a slow step forward and the world seems to freeze. But then from behind me a deep, calm voice interrupts. I don't think you'll be following her, my friend. The sound of it sends a shock through my spine. I turn just in time to see my husband stepping into view, his posture calm, confident, his presence like a shield. The man hesitates, his eyes flicking toward my husband. The power shift is immediate, palpable. I can see the uncertainty in the man's expression as he evaluates the situation. My husband doesn't flinch, his eyes locked on the stranger. I suggest you leave before this escalates further, he says, his voice steady, but with an authority that fills the air. The man looks between us, then with one last glance, turns and disappears into the shadows. I stand frozen for a moment, still processing what just happened. My husband walks toward me slowly, his gaze soft but serious. Are you okay? He asks, his voice gentle now. I nod, but the weight of everything that's happened presses down on me. I'm fine. But this isn't over. As we get into the car, my mind races. Who was that man? Why did he stop? Was he part of Daniel's plan? Or was there someone else pulling the strings? The questions keep piling up, but there's one thing I'm sure of. I'm not the same person who walked into that hotel room. I'm not running anymore. But the truth, whatever it is, still feels just out of reach. The phone buzzes once more, breaking the silence that settled over the car. I glance down, my pulse quickening as I see the message preview. This ends tonight. My grip tightens on the steering wheel. I thought it was over. I thought we were safe. But the words on the screen shatter that illusion. I look over at my husband, his jaw clenched, his eyes focused ahead, his body rigid. We need to go, he says, his voice calm but urgent, as if he already knows what's coming. I nod, my hand shaking slightly as I start the engine, pulling out of the parking lot. My heart pounds in my chest, my mind racing. Who is this person? Why are they so intent on tearing my life apart? As we drive through the quiet streets, I can't shake the feeling that we're being watched. My husband doesn't speak, but I feel the weight of his presence beside me. He's not just here to protect me. He's here because I'm still part of his world. We make our way to the place we agreed to meet, a quiet, secluded spot at the edge of the city. When we arrive, I pull into the driveway and cut the engine. We sit in the car for a moment, the tension thick between us. I glance at him, searching his face for any sign of what he's thinking, but he's unreadable. I'm not afraid anymore, I say softly, my voice steady. He looks at me then, his eyes softening for a brief moment before he nods. I know. The air around us feels thick with anticipation, as if the world is holding its breath. I don't know what comes next, but I do know that I'm not the same person I was when I first started this journey. I'm not afraid. Not anymore. I open the car door, the sound of the latch clicking echoing in the night. As I step out, I feel a sharp chill in the air. The park is empty, but the shadows seem to stretch around me, watching, waiting. My husband follows me silently, his footsteps a quiet echo behind me. We move through the park, every step heavy with the weight of what's to come. Then, out of the darkness, a figure steps forward. I recognize him immediately. It's the man from before, the one who had been watching me. He's standing there, his silhouette framed by the dim streetlights. "You really thought you could run?" he says, his voice low, almost mocking. My heart races, but I don't back down. "I'm not running anymore," I reply, my voice firm. The man takes a step closer, his face emerging from the shadows. But before he can speak, my husband steps forward, his presence like a force. "Leave. Now." His voice is calm, but there's a power in it that makes the air hum. The man hesitates, uncertainty flickering in his eyes. He knows he's outmatched, but his pride keeps him rooted in place. "You don't have to do this," my husband says, his voice softening but still authoritative. "This ends now." The man's eyes flicker between us, then he takes a step back, turning on his heel and disappearing into the night. My breath catches as I realize what just happened. My husband didn't have to say anything else. The man saw the power in him. He knew better than to challenge it. I turn to my husband, my heart swelling with gratitude and something more. "Thank you," I say, my voice barely a whisper. But he only smiles, his hand gently resting on my shoulder. "This is your victory, Samantha. You don't need saving." For the first time in a long while, I feel the weight of everything lifting off my shoulders. I'm free. The night air feels lighter now, the shadows less threatening. As we walk back to the car, I know this chapter of my life is finally over. And with each step, I realize that I'm stronger than I ever thought possible. This is my story, and I'm in control now. The car door slams shut behind us, the finality of it ringing through the night. My husband starts the engine, and as we drive away, I let the past go. The journey ahead is mine to choose, and I'm ready.